You showed up here thinking this was gonna be one of those feel-good self-help talks, huh? How sweet. Bet you expected me to hit you at the classics. Be nice, listen more, open up, show your feelings. Sorry to burst your bubble, but this video ain't for the guys chasing brownie points from the ladies. I'm no one's therapist. I'm the scalpel that cuts the useful man from the disposable extra. That fairy tale about saying yes gets you picked? Sure it does. Picked for the friend zone, the last to know and the first to get ghosted without a heads up. If this stings, good. Only the ones with a spark left feel the burn. Everyone else is already a doormat. Want another real deal? The guy who says yes too much fades into the background like an anonymous extra. He's only remembered when she's bored out of her mind or the male cast has vanished. But the man who masters the art of saying no, that guy becomes the ghost that haunts her thoughts even in the quiet. Don't believe me? Pull up a chair. While the people pleaser racks up likes on social, the cold operator collects lingering regrets in her head. You can pretend it doesn't matter, but a no echoes louder than any long-winded love rant. So pick your poison. Want to be the soft rug she wipes her feet on, or the enigma she can never quite figure out? Face it, a guy trained to please ends up as an extra in his own story. The dude who thinks he'll earn respect by handing out yeses like candy is just another entry in the spreadsheet of the never remembered. I'm not handing you the key to acceptance. I'm giving you the hammer of strategic rejection. I'm sick of seeing grown men asking permission in territory where only the boundary setters survive. Show your best side. Always be available. Prove your interest. Toss it all. Respect was never built on yeses. Desire, that only sparks from no's. If you've never learned to turn someone down, sit tight and watch. We're not breeding extras here, just legends. Ready to feel the weight of a no? Because from here on out, yes is table scraps and no is the crown. And before you think this video dropped from the heavens or sprouted from some WhatsApp life coach, let me remind you, it was the algorithm. No miracle, just folks with more brains than you liking, commenting, and subscribing. The algorithm doesn't pity you, doesn't pat you on the back, doesn't feed anyone for free. So you're sitting there with a straight face, sucking up content like the universe owes you something. Congrats on the audacity of being a freeloader. Like, subscribe, and drop a grateful in the comments just to pretend you're enlightened. Enough chit-chat. The emotional knockout punch is about to land. And today, fragile egos are getting tossed out the window. It's almost hilarious how society scripted the role of the people-pleaser guy, the one who bends over backwards 12 ways to get noticed, convinced that if he plays it perfect, he'll score respect and desire.
Spoiler, it never worked that way and never will. You know that old line, the more you do, the more she appreciates? That's only real in the heads of folks who never grasped the game's true dynamics. The pleaser gets conditioned from kidhood to be the good boy, to never rock the boat, to grin and bear it even when swallowing crap. He grows up believing that giving in, staying silent, and chasing hard is a sign of emotional maturity. The truth? It's a red flag for emotional uselessness. Because women can smell desperation a mile away, and nothing's less hot than someone who's all in on pleasing. The good guy is always on call, never says no, replies to texts at warp speed, and wouldn't dare ruffle a feather. End result? The pleaser, the first to get forgotten, ghosted, swapped out for anyone who knows how to vanish. He's the classic easy access dude, only pinged when options run dry. Funny, right? The harder you try to please, the less she wants you around. And it's not because she's ungrateful. It's because the female brain is wired to hunt challenges, not hoard doormats. The guy who only knows yes digs his own emotional grave. The worst part? He doesn't even notice, too busy scratching his head over why being nice never pays off. Meanwhile, she's chasing the one who's never available, who doesn't give a damn, who puts himself first. The pleaser's out there begging for tips on how to get noticed, but he doesn't realize he's already been clocked and filed under extra. You want to keep playing this pathetic part, or are you ready to get that the currency of respect is no, not yes? Because in this game, the pleaser's prize is straight up indifference, and well-deserved. Let's lay it out straight. Women don't crave the predictable. Predictable's comfy, and comfort's never been a turn-on. If it was, the nice guy would star in her fantasies. But what rules female desire isn't the dude serving everything on a silver platter. It's the one playing with scarcity, mystery, doubt. Female desire ignites from the unattainable, the guy who's a rare sighting and a constant ghost, the one who never hands over the full script, just drops breadcrumbs of attention, and then dips like it was nothing. Why? Because her mind thrives on shortage, on the chase. Nothing sticks in a woman's head like a man she can't crack, who's not an easy conquest, who isn't afraid to say no. Want proof? Watch how she reacts to the guy who won't bend, who sets boundaries, who vanishes right when everyone's killing themselves to please. Suddenly, what was a distraction turns into an obsession. The secret's right there. Women don't chase what they get. They chase what they can't control. While the pleaser tries to build desire with constant presence, the stoic man builds it with absence. Mystery is the real aphrodisiac, and that's exactly why every guy who learns to be scarce, who gets the power of his own silence, never goes back to begging for scraps.
Female desire runs on doubt, on lack, on the constant threat of losing access. And if you haven't clocked that yet, congrats. You've just locked in your extra status. So, decide. Gonna keep feeding her boredom with predictability, or finally become the ghost she can't decode? Because desire grows in the soil of uncertainty, and only the bold who vanish make the cut. No more fairy tales. Nobody wants what's always on tap. Saying yes to everything is the clearest invite to get overlooked, the ultimate proof you got nothing to lose, or worse, nothing to offer. But when you master saying no, magic happens. The value of your time, your attention, your presence skyrockets. Suddenly, you're not just another face in the crowd. You're the one who's missed, who sets limits, who forces choices. The man who turns things down shows he's not desperate for validation, doesn't live for someone else's whims, isn't afraid of the quiet. To the female mind, that's basically an unacceptable puzzle and totally irresistible. Sure, she might claim she wants a guy who goes along with everything, who's always there, but when push comes to shove, it's the no-sayer who steals the show, becomes legend, sparks the obsession of why won't he bend for me. No is the badge of self-worth, the password to respect. It's the cold cut that separates the man who demands priority from the one who settles for option status. You want to keep taking scraps for cheap approval? Are you ready to be remembered as the one nobody can tame? The answer's simple. No is the stamp of authenticity. Yes is just a receipt for mediocrity. And the more you say no, the more irresistible you become. Because women don't miss what offers itself up. They miss what makes itself scarce. Here's the twist the pleaser never sees. No is the ultimate filter. When you finally grasp the power of refusal, you uncover what no self-help book dares spill. It's no that sorts real interest from fly-by-night convenience. The guy unafraid to turn down invites, deny favors, shut down emotional games quickly spots who sticks around and who's just there for the easy ride. A truly interested woman doesn't bolt from boundaries. Hell, she's drawn to them. She tests, pushes, pokes, precisely because she wants to know if you got backbone or if you're another extra ready to dance to her tune. No clears out the leeches sucking your attention, energy, or wallet. Each refusal tidies up the field, ditches the gold diggers, filters out the attention seekers, and keeps only those who spot value in your self-sufficiency. No reveals, in a nutshell, who's there for you and who's there for what you cough up. Start setting boundaries and watch the emotional vampires vanish in a puff. But that's also when the real players show up, the ones who get the game and choose to play for your worth, not your weakness. So tell me, can I keep yesing everyone, hoarding opportunists and needy types, or claim no as your shield?
Because in the end, only those who respect boundaries stick around. And respect in this world is rare as hell. It's wild how men get wired to feel guilty every time they dare put themselves first. From day one, they drill it into your skull that refusing's rude, denying a request is bad character, setting limits is arrogance. End result, a whole generation of dudes who feel remorse for turning down even the dumbest favor. Take a breath. Anyone who apologizes for prioritizing themselves will never earn respect from women or anyone. Guilt's the emotional whip keeping you in voluntary servant mode, and it only sticks because you still buy that you need others' approval to matter. What a ridiculous illusion. Saying no is self-respect in action. The quiet roar of someone who gets that priority is self-care, not ego. You owe nobody nothing, especially not the ones who only hit you up when they need something. Learn this. No doesn't need a long excuse, 1,000 sorries, a whole speech. Just say it. No shaking, no mumbling, no pity face. The strength of no lies in the firmness, the casual vibe, the indifference. Guard your peace, your schedule, your time. The whole world's rigged to make you feel bad for coming first. But guess what? Nobody's gonna thank you for living their life. When it clicks, you realize guilt's the tax paid by pleasers. Refuse without fear. If someone hates the boundary, great. One less parasite to lug around. And if they try emotional blackmail, just smirk. Because only those who respect loss deserve access. Enough talk. Time to hit the trenches where the pleaser flops and the stoic makes history. No only packs punch when you use it, and there's no room here for rehearsed lines. Real life scenarios? An invite to some lame hang you never wanted? Wanna go out tonight, but you'd rather level up yourself? The pleaser makes excuses, stalls, over-explains. The high-value guy just hits back. Nah, I'm good. Period. No fluff, no drama. Absurd favor requests. She wants you to fix her mess that's not even yours. Knowing you never say no? What does the rare man do? Can't today. Done. No backstory, no bending rules for someone who only calls when it suits. Texts demanding instant replies, craving attention 24/7, expecting you always on deck. The pleaser feels bad for a 5-minute delay, sends voice notes, apologizes, freaks! The called operator reads it, thinks, responds when he damn well pleases, if at all. Emotional games? That classic test with jealousy bait, ghosting, or cheap drama. The pleaser jumps in, overcompensates, begs for clarity. The no master doesn't bite, doesn't demand answers, doesn't chase. Shows he's there by choice, not need. No is the wall separating the rare man from the stockpile of emotional doormats. And the more you practice, the smoother it gets. Remember, every refusal builds your rep. The guy who nails no in real life stops being an option. And ironically, that's exactly why he becomes an obsession. Now for the most underrated and badass side effect of a well-placed no. The female mind isn't built for passivity. It's geared to seek challenges, unravel mysteries, climb walls. When a man refuses to be predictable, when he drops a no without blinking, she feels the hit. Trust me, she might play it cool on the outside, act all unbothered, but inside, doubt sprouts that no filter can fix. Why won't he give in to me? What's he got that nobody else does? No plants the seed of obsession, because women respect boundary setters and crave what they can't own. The pleaser gets forgotten in 2 swipes. The cold guy? He rents free space in her head even when she swears she's over it. The female mind, faced with the legit no, flips to hunter mode. Gotta know why, gotta regain access, gotta crack the code. The easy yielder blends into the background. The refuser becomes the puzzle, and puzzles fuel women. Don't buy it? Look around. Who does she rant about with anger or nostalgia? Who pops up in random chats? Who gets the side-eye comments? Who does she stalk online while pretending not to care? Always the same vibe, the man she couldn't tame. No is the mark of the untamable. And the more she feels access slipping, the more she digs, the more she hunts, the more she remembers. You want to be recalled for over-availability or for the absence that defies explanation? Because at the end of the day, the deepest desire springs from denial. No, in the female mind, is the gateway to obsession, and only those bold enough to vanish with style get it. There's a level beyond no, where words aren't even needed, and silence screams louder than any outright refusal. Strategic absence is the ultimate no, when you don't even bother denying. You just ghost her routine like you were never there. And believe me, no text, call, or dramatic scene fills the void your dip leaves. The average guy fears silence, thinks vanishing means losing ground, that absence screams weakness. The stoic gets that silence is the real weapon, because too much presence turns you into an accessory, and accessories are a dime a dozen swaps. Silence is a sieve. Boots out those who never valued you, mutes the desperate noise, leaves only the echo of what counts. Vanishing isn't a tantrum, it's chess. It's putting yourself first without apologies, without hinting comeback, without justifying to a soul. The payoff? Time ticks, her life rolls on, but the gap lingers. While she tries patching the hole you left, every new fling feels like a knockoff. And no matter the weight, an absence truly felt never fades. Only overpresence is trashable. Only the man who dips with class sticks forever. Want to be remembered? Master being absence, master shutting up, master vanishing at peak interest. Because respect isn't won by the always available, but by those gutsy enough to become a memory. Time for the hard truth. A man who never learns to refuse is doomed to be an emotional mop. He can try, force smiles, shower gifts, cave in, be the most helpful in the room. Will he be remembered? Yeah, as the one who never drew a line, the guy always on call, another easy discard. But the one who masters no, who dares vanish, prioritize his time, refuse with grace, and dip when the game's too predictable, that guy hits the unforgettable list, becomes a scar in the mind of anyone who tried to control and failed. Respect doesn't sprout from over-pleasing, endless availability, fear of upsetting. Respect only thrives when access is gated, when yes is rare and no is default. Desire, then, only blooms in the land of absence, mystery, the impossible. If you want to be just another,
keep yesing. But if the goal is to be etched in for what was never handed over easy, for the calculated dip, for the silence heavier than any vow, then armor up with no. Because in the end, only the bold denier gets craved. Go quiet, refuse, vanish, and see who truly misses you. The rest is just audience.